أجرى زميلي الأستاذ حيدر بوعبيد هذا اللقاء الرائع والمثمر والثري مع مدير مدرسة بيتشغروف الإعدادية، وخلال هذا اللقاء تم التناقش وأخذ مجموعة من الآراء حول الإدارة المدرسية وبعض الأفكار التي نعتقد أنها ستكون مفيدة جدا لكل من يعمل في مجال التعليم. تعالوا وأترككم مع هذا اللقاء.
The first question is here, Mr. Lárson. Who is Mr. Lárson?
So I'm a New Zealander, born about 40 k's down the road in a place called Ngāruawāhia, and was schooled and educated in this district. So the Waikato area is home for me. I have a wife called Denise who is also a teacher, and we have a daughter, Moari, who's studying a Masters of Science at the Waikato University. I've been principal of Peachgrove Intermediate for just under a year, and this is my fourth principalship, and have been a principal for 12 years. And have been in many schools which have influenced my thinking and views about what education is like.
Okay. What does your logo school indicate?
So the logo signifies really who we are. It has the lion on it, which is representative of the group of lions, which is pride, and pride is our values that we use to base the social aspects and depth of learning that we have. So it stands for positive, respectful, inclusive, determined and engaged. And obviously the lion as a pride represents working together to deliver that.
That's good.
Yeah.
I would like to know, learning without limits, what does it mean?
So our belief is that we shouldn't have barriers to stop us from learning the breadth and depth of what life requires of us. So it's not focusing in on a narrow aspect of the curriculum, just English or just math. It incorporates things that are going to be useful for life in the long run.
What do you make to make your school better?
First thing is identifying the areas that we need to improve on. So it's always reviewing, reflecting what's gone well, what hasn't gone well, how can we improve those things that haven't gone so well, identifying the things that are working really well for us and doing more of that and then enhancing that to a greater degree.
What do you do to make your school distinguish to other schools?
It's really about who is our community and what do they see as important. So therefore we're representing what we are as a community, and that means there's some similarities to the schools that are near us, but there are also some differences. So for instance, 50% of our students are Māori, and therefore we have to enhance and support the cultural aspects of the majority of our people.
Okay, let's talk about something else now, about the budget. Do you have a fundraising efforts to raise money to your school?
Yes, our main source is being open and having international students coming to us. So we have groups that come from China and Japan, mainly Japan, and it serves two purposes. One is to raise revenue, but also to help internationalise our students to see a broader picture of life.
Oh, that's good. How do you disturb your budget?
So some of it's based on what our focus is for the year, and we make sure that there's enough funds to work on that area. And it's also looking at what was the money spent on in real terms last year and adjusting the budget to fit that.
How to be sure about the quality of the budget?
So that's again in our review process. We make sure that we set some outcomes that are measurable from the beginning, so we know what did we achieve those outcomes, and was it value for money.
Do you have a plan to expand your school facilities?
Not so much expand them, but upgrade, maintain, and if there is extra funding, which there usually isn't, just to make sure they're in good condition or as best condition as possible. Being aware that things do wear out, and that comes back to the budget of making sure we've allocated money to fix it up at that later point in time when it wears out.
Okay. Now, I would like to move to talk about your staff, especially teacher. How do you interact with your teacher? As more a friend or as a boss?
I think good relationships are built upon respect. So to be respected as a principal, I have to show leadership, authority, but also care towards each individual's well-being at the same time. So I cannot be everyone's friend as such, but I need to be friendly and I need to care and show that I appreciate them as human beings, but also help them to develop themselves as teachers, as leaders, and to enhance them personally so that they can see I'm connected.
Could you please describe your relationship using adjective with your teacher?
As teachers? I think collaborative. Supportive, evidence-based, well-being focused, caring and reflective.
That's good. I would like to ask you a question, and I think it is a very important one. How do you evaluate your teacher? Is it that depends on their performance, or is there something else? Could you please talk about this?
Kotona mata puna